Hey VC, Jack here. Welcome to Vinyl Martini. First off, I'd like to say thank you to all my new subscribers. The last video I did was Vinyl Tag 2023, and for some reason I've increased my numbers by 25 subscribers. So you're one of my new subscribers, welcome. If you're one of my older subscribers, welcome as well. Thanks for taking the time out to watch this. I am going to show trying to finish off the records that I have purchased in 2022, and I bought a shitload of records in 2022, probably a couple of hundred records, and I've got a pile to show today. So without further ado, let's get at it. First up, Al Green, 1978 release. This is a comp released just at the end of his tenure with High Records. Some of these have been re-recorded and lengthened a little stronger recordings. This is my first Al Green record. I'm really excited to get this. Oh, and by the way, before I go through, these are all 3 for $10. I got a deal for them, so they ended up costing me around $2.50 a piece, so real bargains. And I bought them at a place called Vinyl Envy in Victoria here. Great little record shop. Want to give them a plug and a shout out. Anyways, this is my first like I said, this is my first Al Green record. Really happy to have it. I mean, Al Green is such a great singer. I've been a fan for a long time. Got a couple on CD, but this will be the start of a collection here on vinyl. Next, Gladys Knight and the Pips. She's another fine singer. This is called I Feel a Song. It's on Buddha Records. Bill Withers is on here. He was a producer, actually. So there's a couple of Bill Withers songs on here. I love Gladys Knight and the Pips. So smooth. She's had such a long career. Glad to have it. Gladys Knight and the Pips. Another monster, Smokey Robinson. This is my first Smokey Robinson record on vinyl, and it is a good one. It's a 1979 release. $2.50. And a big hit on here was Cruisin', such a good song. A little bit disco-y, R&B sounds on here, but Smokey just does a wonderful job on the vocals, as always. Fantastic singer, great record, nice and cheap. Next up, Thelma Houston. I haven't listened to this record yet, but it is basically it's a direct-to-master disc recording. I'll show you the inner sleeve. Thelma Houston, of course, is Whitney Houston's aunt, who's been a background singer for a long time. I think she was featured in that movie 25 Feet to Stardom, which is about background singers, fantastic singers who never made it on their own right. But this is a Thelma Houston album, one of her few. Big band behind her, and looking forward to giving this a listen. This should sound fantastic, an audiophile recording. Next up, a singer that I didn't know anything about. This is Denise Williams. It's on Columbia, and it's a 1976 release. Denise Williams was a background singer, a backup singer to Stevie Wonder for many years. I guess his greatest albums from 1970 to 1975, and she did a bunch of demo recordings of songs that she wrote. She sent them to Morris White of Earth, Wind and Fire, hoping that they would record 1 or 2 of the songs, and he convinced her that she was ready to do her own album, and this is the result. Pretty good effort. Nicely done. You can definitely tell the Earth, Wind and Fire influences all over this record. Anyways, cheap record, nice sounding. Happy to have that. Next up, I've got a couple more Joan Armatrading records. You know, she is a great songwriter, singer from St. Kitts. Moved to London when she was a young child, but I think she has been based in the States for many years. There's this record and this record. I don't know how many albums she's done. She's done at least 30 or 35. They're always in the cheapie bins. They're easy to find. I grab them whenever I run across them, whenever they're in good condition. Well worth giving Joan Armatrading a listen. Next, band Yaz, the band Yaz. This is a Canadian press. I think they were called Yazoo here in North America, but Yaz was formed by Alison Moyet and I don't know the fellow's first name. His last name is Clark, but he used to be in Depeche Mode. They got together, they knew each other, but they got together through an ad in the newspaper. They recorded only two albums. I think the big hit song in this was Situation, a British band, of course. Don't know anything about them. Sure, Rob Walker knows about this, and Mike, the Vinyl Policeman. They can let me know what it's like. Anyways, cheap, in great condition. Fun Boy 3 was formed out of some of the members of the Specials. I haven't listened to this, but I've read something about it. It's had mixed reviews. I don't expect it to be as good as the Specials. I love the Specials. I know Nick's Buddy Sandwich, that's the channel. Nick will know about this record. He'll maybe you can send me the thumbs up, the thumbs down on this one, Nick. There you go, Fun Boy 3. Another British band from the 80s, Sniffing the Tears. They had a hit with, name escapes me right now. They had a big hit, Drivin' Something. Anyways, a British band, 1980 release. I think their first record came out in '78. Haven't listened to it yet. Again, if you know anything about it, let me know. Sniffing the Tears. Here's Russ Ballard's first album. This is a white label promo on CBS. Russ Ballard was a member of band Argent. He formed that in 1971, I think, with Rod Argent. Rod Argent, formerly of the Zombies. Russ Ballard went on to a very long solo career. This is his first solo record. He plays most of the instruments on this with a little bit of help on the horns. But there's a few good songs on here. She's a Hurricane, Danger Zone Part 1, Danger Zone Part 2. About half of it is a little bit mediocre. Sorry, I got low battery power. So I better hurry up and finish this. Anyways, Russ Ballard, his first offering. Next up, Jesse Winchester, Talk Memphis. Jesse Winchester is a singer-songwriter from Tennessee, I think he is. I think he's from Tennessee. He escaped the draft and moved to Montreal and then got pardoned. He went back to the United States after Jimmy Carter's pardon in 1976. He's a Southern singer-songwriter, country, folky kind of guy. I pick up his records whenever I can. They're always very cheap and they're always very good. Next up is a band from, I guess, the San Francisco Bay Area, the Mark Almond Band. This is their 1972 album titled Rising. And Mark Almond, this is just called 73. This one, the first side one is live. The side two is a studio album. They're kind of a jazz rock fusion band. I've got a couple of their records. They are pretty good. JT is a big fan from JT's Record Room. There you go. Two Mark Almond records that I found cheap, cheap, cheap. Next up is a band that JT showed in one of his, a couple of videos ago. It's Jon Stewart. I've seen this record around many, many times, and I am buying it on the basis of JT's recommendation. Lindsey Buckingham is all over this record. I don't know if did he help produce it? Yeah, he was producer at large. Stevie Nicks does some background vocals on this. I've never heard Jon Stewart, I don't think, but looking forward to giving this a listen. It's in great shape as well. Usually they're pretty beat up. Next up, some country. The Charlie Daniels Band, Million Mile Reflections. I love my southern rock, southern country rock. This one has the big hit for him, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Again, it was cheap. It's in good shape. Happy to add that. Next up, Charlie Daniels Band, Grease and Wolfman. No hits on here, but again, for $2.50, southern rock, southern country. I'm not going to pass that up. In a similar vein, the Marshall Tucker Band on Capricorn Records. I've got a couple of Marshall Tucker bands. They are southern rock with a little bit of jazz fusion, or not jazz fusion, jazz infused into their music through some nice some flute with the flute by a flautist. I don't think there's any hits on here, but Fly Like an Eagle starts it off. Tell It to the Devil is on here as well. Marshall Tucker Band. Pretty good shape as well. Next up is Tanya Tucker. Her first album, Delta Dawn. I love collecting classic country albums. And this was recorded when Tanya was 13 years old. And Tanya's had a pretty rough life. She's made some really bad choices, I think, in the men department. But this one is known for its big hit, Delta Dawn. Tanya Tucker. Now, these records were not, this is from a different place, Q Electronics, but went there the same day and had a look to see what they had in the bins, and I dug up Klaus Schultz. Klaus Schultz, formerly of Tangerine Dream. He also played in Ashwa Temple, and this is one of his many, many solo albums. I think he has released 60 solo records. Very prolific fellow. Electronic music, of course. German electronica. I haven't played it yet, but it is on, I don't show labels very often, but it is on the Brain label. I love that label. German import. Yeah, Klaus Schultz. And finally, a band that I've heard a lot about. Magazine. It's on Polygram. There's a Canadian press on Virgin. And Magazine, Hannah, the Omaha introvert, has talked about this band before. And I've heard it talked about on several British channels. But, sorry, I'm just trying to... I know that Howard Devoto, formerly of the Buzzcocks, is in Magazine, or was in Magazine. I don't know how many records they did. I haven't played it yet, but it is part of that post-punk, New Romantics, British wave. Anyways, that is Magazine. Looking forward to listening to that. That was a $10 buy. So I've never seen this before. That's why I picked it up. So there you have it. Those are part of my buys from 2022 in December. My next show, I'm probably going to do a contest entry for Christian at CGC Vinyl. I probably have those initials wrong, but I will get them correct when I do that video. So thanks again for watching, taking the time to watch this. Give me a like, add a comment. Hey, give me a dislike. Love dislikes. Dislikes and likes are, they're all the same to me. I haven't got a dislike yet. I don't think we're a community that does dislikes, but maybe we should start doing that just for a joke. Anyways, till the next time. See you later.